should you respect your man more or love your man more? We'll start with you on this one.
Man, I think that those two things go very hand in hand, because if you don't respect me, then you don't love me.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to, especially.
But we're going to talk about the man, though. Let's go back to the question.
Okay.
What do you think?
I feel like it's vice versa. I know men and women are different,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's vice versa. Like, if you don't respect me, then you don't love me. And if I don't respect you, then I don't love you as much as I either say I do or think that I do. I want us to be able to hold each other to the highest regard. And if we can't, then we don't love each other as much as we can say out loud that we do.
Very interesting answer. What about you?
I have lost respect for this man, but I still love him. I still love him because I want the best for him, and I want him to have an amazing future.
But which one should you do? Should you respect him more, or should you love him more?
You should totally respect him.
Okay.
More than you love him, because without respect, honestly, there's no point in you being in my presence.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you at the end. What do you think?
I think, honestly, I was agreeing with Corinne at first with it's the same. But then when she said that, I was like, yeah, no, I've definitely been in that position plenty of times where I've lost all respect, but I still love the person. As far as what's more important, I mean, I would say respect is more important because you can still just love someone and care for them.
Okay. What do you think? To the man. What's more important for you to get to the man?
Respect more or love more? Honestly, I'm not quite sure, because I don't know. Like, I thought I loved someone, and then I was like kind of disrespecting them, but then it's like, and then after I disrespected them, I was like, wait, I probably don't love them because I was able to disrespect them.
As if it goes hand in hand, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Matt, you can follow up.
What do you think, Matt? Which is more important to you as a guy? Do you want to be loved more, or do you want to be respected more?
I'm going to say respect. I say this off of just experience. Tell a quick story.
A lot of experience.
Ex-wife. Ex-wife. So her and her ex were good friends, which I was totally cool with. Baby daddy was the child's father. I knew I'm not going to ever change that. There was a time, me and him did not get along, though. There was a time where he was invited to my house for her birthday party. And I found out a month after on a Facebook page. It was like he was on the invites. And I was like, hey, cool, he's coming. Why didn't you bring this up to me? She's like, that's my child's father. I don't need to ask you for anything when it comes to that. So to me, that was a huge lack of respect.
Yeah.
That was like, I saw like my down point.
Yeah.
That was a huge turning point in that relationship. And so that's what I'm going to say. Respect. I think respect is public.
Yeah.
I think love is inside. So you can love me all you want, but I think being public and you showing people that you love that person is respect. So I think that's where that comes into play.
Good point.
Having love for someone and being in love with someone are also different.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in love with somebody, then you respect them the most.
Yeah. And some of y'all might have said, you had love for that guy, but if you lose respect for him, it's like you just have love for him. You're not in love with him. So the reason why, let me ask this really quick, ladies. Which one do you want more? Do you want love more, or do you want respect more?
Respect.
You want respect?
Respect.
You want respect?
Respect.
You want respect?
Respect.
Okay, well, this is why the world is fucked up, guys. If we look into Ephesians, the Bible gives a really perfect prescription on this. And I'll tell you why. The Bible gives a perfect prescription on this for a reason. And it says in Ephesians, there's a cycle that goes on between the man and the woman, between respect and love. If the woman respects the man, he will love. He is supposed to love his wife. It's also the same thing between the children and the parents. Okay, so the child is to respect the parents, and the parents love the child. People get mad when I bring this part up, but it's also for slaves. Also, the slave is to respect his master, and then the master is to love the slave. And this is always based off responsibility. Whoever has more responsibility should have more respect. And the reason why a lot of relationships are fucked up today is because sometimes women are so concerned about being respected when sometimes you need to just make sure the guy is loving you correctly, talking to you, doing all that stuff. And then sometimes the guy is mad because he's not being loved, but really he just wants to be respected. He just wants a woman that actually respects him as being the provider, as being a responsible man. But the loop is all fucked up. And sometimes like the guy be fucking showing respect when he really needs to be showing more love, and then the girl's showing all this fucking love when she really needs to be showing respect. And it's like everything's all backwards when we look at all these different loop systems in society. Yeah, what?
I'm just confused because
You disagree with God? I'm just kidding.
no. I feel like you're speaking very generally because I feel like in today's society, there's women.
Women are more powerful and women make more
women that
money,
are
correct?
Head of the household, definitely have dated plenty of people I make more money than.
How
And-
is society today though? Are we doing better? Are we are more people depressed now than before? Are more people, doing better? Do we have better nuclear families today? Do we have better mental health today?
Is that better?
Hmm?
Is that better?
What do you mean? No, I'm asking,
Oh.
is anything better today as it was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago?
But I'm saying nuclear family. Does that make a society better?
Yeah. No. And there's plenty of studies that do show, because single mother households produce the most violence, the most people that the most people that go to jail, people that are drug addicts, like people that I'm trying to think of all the different single mother households produce all the worst things that you can imagine. So the nuclear family is actually a huge reason why the world is fucked up
but
today.
I think
Huge reason.
I think that has to do with just social media. Everyone's so accessible. Everything's so accessible. Like,
Well, it's part of that, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That's what like it
and
definitely
that,
is one of the big
There's
main
no
that,
things.
secrets
that's
anymore.
something that we have to adapt to. I mean, what are we supposed to do? I mean, as a society, everyone is like I just said. I mean, social media. It's like you get in one fight with your boyfriend, and he's like, "All right, fuck that." Like, I can go message these 10 other bitches that are on my
Well,
in
yeah,
my DMs.
social media is the issue, and that's why
It's definitely a factor. I mean,
one of
goes
the-
back to
dating,
respect.
yeah.
one of the biggest things I preach on my channel, like I coach men, and the number one thing I coach men to do is get off of dating apps and get off of social media and get off of all this stuff, because it messes your brain up. Yeah, it destroys.
They could do, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of
They're in
the
a
it's one of the
relationship.
biggest things. But I mean, it goes both ways. You know how many women are sitting there addicted to Instagram and getting likes and comments and
Oh,
getting
yeah,
all these
for
types of things.
sure. It's
You know, it
definitely a
goes.
problem.
I mean, the guys are messed up. So here's the thing: sexist to men is what attention is to women. So a guy that can easily go jerk off to porn, it's just as bad for a woman to get that easily accessible attention from Instagram, those likes, those comments, all that stuff. It's just as damaging for a woman's brain as it is for the guy that's sitting there getting ED from jerking off at under 25. Most of the people under 25, y'all's generation,
You can get
are
ED
really
from
fucked
that?
up. Dude, so these guys that are under
man.
25,
I'm
with
just
you?
honest. That's a serious
no,
question. I'm
no,
serious.
these guys, because me and you, like you're like we're almost the same age. Like I'm just a little bit older than you. So like, when did you get your first iPhone?
19.
I got mine at 18. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we got our first iPhone, and then Facebook and Instagram didn't come out until I was like 2021-ish, I think.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Facebook came out part of
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, Facebook was like year 2, but Instagram was like 2021. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the guys that are, 7, 8 years younger than us, they had iPhones at 12 and 13. So they were sitting there watching porn on their iPhone, and that's what's caused them to have the. We don't know who these girls dates, but I'm sure y'all have heard of the guys or the guys that are in y'all's age bracket that have the ED issues or can't get hard and stuff like that, and it's because they fucking have been watching pornography. They have these expectations that their brain can't match in real life. It's not physically possible, and it's the same for a woman. Women want this crazy amount of attention today that some men cannot physically give them. It's not possible, and the next thing you know, you end up one of those girls with the roster, because we're one guy you're fucking and 5 other guys for attention or money or whatever the fuck it is, because you can't get it all from the one guy that you want.
Date the porn star.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Why are you saying no?
But it just seemed like you disagree.
I mean, no,
Really?
just like I said, like everything's very accessible. I mean, I feel like, especially with social media, these men will see all these girls' profiles and how they've edited their pictures and all these things, and they think, like, they'll, like I said, get in a fight with the girl, and they see all these girls, and they're like, oh, I can get with them, and then they realize, like, it's all a facade. Like, it's really all a facade, and it
I mean,
social media is a
it goes,
facade.
yeah.
And
it goes
then they
both ways.
realize, oh shit, like this isn't what I expected. Like, I just cheat on my girl for no reason, or I just met up with this girl for no reason. Like, this is all a facade. Like, it's happened so many times. Like, you're like, oh, I can always do better. And then you meet these girls in real life, and it's like,
The grass isn't greener.
you had a really
Yeah.
the grass. You had a
Better.
really good girl, but then there's this Instagram girl
So
where it's all, and then they meet and
Temptation.
they're like, oh wow, this girl is way harder than my girl did it. But like, your girlfriend cared for you and respected you and didn't care about what you have, how much money you had. Like, she was there for you even when you were down bad.
Well,
Like,
it just
and
goes
that's
back
the
to the
thing.
thing where, like, we got to stop seeing men. Like, here's the thing, ladies. This is what's crazy. Most men don't get sex. Okay, if we look at statistics, 33%
That's what I was
of men,
gonna say.
33% of men are virgins and or haven't had sex in the last year, in between the ages of 18 and 30. Okay, so that main bracket of guys, ain't getting pussy. 1/3 of them ain't getting pussy. So the guys that do get pussy, if we look at dating apps, we look at Tinder studies, only the top 0.4 or 4.5% of men get swiped on. 4.5%. Okay, so most guys don't get dates, they don't get pussy and stuff. So if y'all have a guy who's cheating or a guy that gets girls, he's honestly, there's a reason why. He's a catch. There's not that many guys that get it like that. So I just really believe that it's a matter of your own choices. Like, if you don't like the guys that have those options, stop choosing the hot 6'4" guy that's buff. Like, I mean, or stop choosing the guy that all the girls want. Like, that's, to me, that's your own fault. But honestly, that's how you're wired. You're wired to want what all the other women want. I actually teach ladies, like, one of the biggest things I teach in my coaching is something called pre-selection. And pre-selection is where, just by being a guy around women, it's easier to get women. So for guys who are managers at clubs, guys who are managers at strip clubs, guys who do photo shoot management or run bikini competition stuff, those guys get lots of girls because they're just around women all the time.
But I also think that there's this false idea of how many girls that guys can still get. So it's like, it doesn't matter what I look like, whatever, what I do. I can't go into a club at any point of the night and just pull some ass.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, realistically, as a guy, you're just not going to do it. As a girl, if you wanted dick that night, you could go into any club and walk out with it. It does not matter.
A top tier guy, a basketball player would, like, is it basically like the toppest tier guy, the top 0.01% or top 1.1% of guys, they pull like the average girl does. And if you look at the Tinder studies, it also shows that the average woman on Tinder pulls just as much as the toppest guy on Tinder. That's the craziest thing when you look at those studies.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.